Good day, I am Dines Magallanes Bello.
And I am Kaisal J. Argawanan Mahamitano, and for today we will going to reflect about human rights. Certainly, science, technology, and development are central to the industrial and post-industrial revolution of the 21st century. And even with their limitations, human rights are central to discussions in how science, technology, and development can promote human well-being. Human rights are also rights to sustainability, serving to protect the poor and vulnerable from the excesses of market driven science and technology. Without a human rights approach to science, technology, and development, the uneven distribution of goods, from services and natural resources to intangible resources such as human dignity and autonomy, would only grow exacerbated, resulting in further environmental degradation and, above all, heightened vulnerability. In other words, human rights-based approaches should not be treated as merely decorative moral dimensions to policy or scientific and technological innovation. They can form the very heart of sustainable futures.
The concept of human rights is an ephemeral idea that has no clear definition over time, space, and social, political, economic, ethic, and cultural environment in which it is to be applied. Every right is inevitably associated with a corresponding duty. One cannot be asserted unless the conditions related to the peer are fulfilled. This forms, as part of social sciences, any societal model that is enunciated at any time would include the ethical concepts of rights and duties appropriate to the time and environment. It must be understood that all societal models are based on how things ought to be, and not on how things really are. Much of societal conflicts continue to occur because one group of humans believe that they have a right to impose their societal models on an existing social order. This concept of human rights is basically illogical, but very popular amongst those who are ironically called left liberals. The idea that a human rights based approach to science and technology is illogical but popularized by the left liberal, socio-political academic intelligentsia through their media outlets. The idea of that democracy means a game of numbers is believed axiomatically, but majority opinion is not necessarily a correct one. In fact, most often is it not when an existent theory is attempted to be revised or modified. Therefore, this idea of human rights approach to science and technology is in conflict with the natural laws.
A human rights based approach is a framework for human development. Using international human rights standards, HRBA ensures that people know about their human rights and can claim them. It also targets, supports, and enables the entities responsible for delivering and protecting human rights, so they're equipped to fulfill their obligations. A human rights based approach applies to areas like healthcare access, economic development, gender equality, education, social justice, and others.
On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared that an outbreak of the vital disease COVID-19, first identified in December 2019 in Wuhan, China, had reached the level of a global pandemic, citing concerns with the alarming levels of spread and severity. The World Health Organization called for governments to take urgent and aggressive action to stop the spread of the virus. International human rights laws guarantees everyone the right to the highest attainable standard of health and obligates governments to take steps to prevent threats to public health and to provide medical care to those who need it. Human rights law also recognizes that in the context of serious public health threats and public emergencies threatening the life of the nation, restrictions of some rights can be justified when they have a legal basis, are strictly necessary, based on scientific evidence, and neither arbitrary nor discriminatory in application, of limited duration, respectful of human dignity, subject to review, and proportionate to achieve the objective.